So the big question that I get asked quite often is not only, the importance of the featured content section, but what should I actually even have in my LinkedIn featured content section? It's a great question. It's valid. And I always recommend three specific things. And I'm going to go over each one of those and why in today's training, in today's episode. But before I dive in, as a reminder, we are just days away from our LinkedIn workshop called Clients on Command, Your LinkedIn Content Roadmap. So this is a free 3-day workshop. It is from March 25th to March 27th. That is actually March 23rd, March 23rd to March 25th. That is basically our way of breaking down our visibility to conversion method that we teach. And this is going to help you understand what you should post, how to create those posts using AI for information, for market research, for prompts, and streamlining processes, but also what times a day should you post, how often. All of that is going to be covered in this workshop. So if you are watching on social, whether it be Facebook, LinkedIn, or YouTube, just type the word me in the comments and I will send you the link to get yourself registered completely free. If you're listening on the podcast, super duper easy. All you have to do is head to the description of this episode and you can grab the link there and get yourself signed up. So it is Monday, March 23rd to Wednesday, March 25th, 12 to 1 p.m. Eastern Time, live and recorded. So the featured content section is one of the sections within your LinkedIn profile that I feel often gets pushed to the wayside. And first and foremost, if you don't even have it set up, all you have to do is click on the Add Profile section button, and you'll see three options: core, recommended, and additional. And if you click on recommended, the first option is add featured. And when you click on that, it then allows you to add one of 5 things. You can add a post, you can add a newsletter, an article, a link. So that could be a link to a YouTube video, it could be a link to an article, it could be a link to a website or a landing page or media. So you can upload pictures, presentations, and even documents. But there's 3 things that I specifically recommend that you add to your featured content section. First and foremost, you should add some sort of website to the featured content section. Now, this could be your general company website, which ours is a timetogrow.com. So if you just wanted to drive traffic to your website, maybe just get some better Google Analytics of website traffic, where it's coming from. But also if you have maybe an opt-in or a lead magnet or a pop-up on your website, that's also a great way compliantly to collect people's email addresses. Or another type of website that you can add is much like the one that we have, which is a featured product that we have, which is one of our products. It's called the Expert Content Society. It is a private LinkedIn content creation community where people get access to new prompts every month that they can use that help them to write LinkedIn thought leadership content. So that is promoted on there. So if we want to drive traffic to it and we want people to learn more about it, it's right there front and center. So the one thing that you should have on there is a website of some shape or form, whether that takes people to a product that you have, a service that you provide, or a general business website homepage. The second thing that you should have is you should feature your LinkedIn newsletter. If you don't have a LinkedIn newsletter, you can go back through some of my previous trainings and set one up. We teach people how to set one up and optimize it in our private community, so you can also learn there. And we'll be going over that a little bit in the free workshop that we're doing from the 23rd to the 25th. Now, here's the thing. This is also a great way to showcase your expertise and your skill set, but most importantly, there is when you add your newsletter to the featured content section, there's actually a subscribe button. So people can actually click subscribe. So if you're creating other content on LinkedIn and if you are showing up in the news feed and people are curious about you that aren't connected to you and they then click on your profile and visit your profile and they read through it and they stumble upon your featured content section, this is a great way to grow the subscribers of your newsletter. So as it stands right now, I'm approaching 11,500 subscribers of my LinkedIn newsletter. And I would say there's a lot of factors that go into the steady growth of my newsletter. One of those is creating that visibility from my other content to drive traffic back to my LinkedIn profile, which then leads people to going down to my featured content section and checking it out. So if you have a LinkedIn newsletter, make sure that you add it. So that's the second thing that you want to have in your featured content section. Third and final, it is imperative that you utilize LinkedIn, specifically your LinkedIn profile, and most specifically your LinkedIn featured content section. You need to be using it as a way to compliantly collect emails. Remember, social media is rented land. Yes, we can start a LinkedIn profile. Yes, we can start an Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube account, but we don't own them. We don't own the rights to them. They can be taken away at any given time if we violate part of the user agreement or there's a glitch in that platform as a whole. They can be taken away. So you have to do your due diligence to make sure that you're converting as much of the network that you are growing on LinkedIn as possible into email service subscribers, right? Getting them onto your email list. So one of the things that every single person on LinkedIn should have in their featured content section is a way to collect emails. So this could be a lead magnet. So we have our high impact post template resource for people to download and use right there. But in order to download and use it, they have to give us our name and email. So it's a trade of something of value, our template, for something of value of that person, which is their name and email, where they can be nurtured offline. This could be a quiz or maybe a business assessment that you have. If you have a guide, if you have an infographic, if you have any sort of checklist that people need to supply their name and email to you in exchange for that valuable offer, that free offer that is, you always want to have that listed within your LinkedIn featured content section. This will make sure that there is something for everyone in your featured content section. If someone wants to check out a product or service that you offer with the website that you provide, great, it's there. If you want to have someone learn more about what your newsletter is all about, and if it's value added to them, it's right there for them. Maybe someone wants a quick hit of a guide or a resource or a template that you have. That's right there for them as well. But all of these three things go into building the know, like, and trust, go into building your business and your brand and your visibility and your overall expertise. Remember, you're on LinkedIn not just to provide value to your audience, but to position yourself as the go-to resource. And when you have these types of resources listed within that featured content section on your LinkedIn profile, it's going to elevate the opportunity to do so. So again, have your website of some sort, have your LinkedIn newsletter, and have a way to collect emails, whether it's a lead magnet, an opt-in page, it could be a guide, it could be a checklist, it could be a quiz or an assessment of some sort, and that will enable that you're utilizing that LinkedIn featured content section the right way. So again, before I sign off from today's training and today's episode, remember, if you are interested in signing up for our free LinkedIn content creation workshop called Clients on Command, Your LinkedIn Content Journey and Roadmap, we're doing that workshop from the 23rd to the 25th of March from 12 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. All you have to do is type the word me in the comments if you're watching on social, and I'll send you the link. If you're listening on the podcast, just head to the description of this episode and you can grab the link there. So everyone, I hope you found today's training and today's episode helpful. Love and gratitude, and I'll talk to you next time.